if you are an accomplished woman who has the receipts and the resumes to prove it, but the last 12 months has felt really challenging. It's felt like the train has gone off track. Nothing that would represent and reflect the successful person that you are has actually worked out. This episode is for you. I want to share with you one of the things that you tend to feel like is I'm just done. I want to release these last 12 months, get over with it, move on. But I want to inspire you to reconsider, because if you do this right, if you take all the content and the information from this year and the last 12 months and you do this next step right, you will actually amplify your manifestations, amplify the results that you will get in the next 12 months. So welcome in to the Wealthy Me podcast, episode 9. I'm Tasha, and I usher women into their wealthy era, where wealth is all about joy, freedom, and yes, a lot of financial abundance. This morning, we're talking about do not release 2025. Do this instead to amplify your manifestations in 2026. So if you're here, get ready, get your pen and paper and your notebook, because we're going to dive right in. This time of year, and I've done this many a times, we are in release energy. We look back at the last 12 months and, all the things that didn't work, and we really just want to be done. We want to get rid of it. We want to move on. We want to burn it on a sheet of paper, send it out off in the ocean and just release. But actually, what if when you release all of these experiences that showed up for you in the last 12 months, you're actually throwing out what would be fuel to amplify your results in the next 12 months. So what if it's like kind of like, when you shred your vegetables, when you peel your vegetables and you put the skin in like a bucket, well, I do this, and then you put it out in your yard in the soil. What if after a while you just like got rid of all that? That's actually compost. It's the most amazing, powerful thing to make soil to plant new trees or new vegetables, right? So instead of releasing it, I want to walk you through what we might do this morning. And I want you to look at it like, what was 2025 all about? 2025 in numerology was actually a 9-year. It was meant to be challenging. It was meant to be in your face, confronting. It was all about completion. A 9-year is intended to make surface in your life, in your awareness, really, all of the things that's really needing your attention to complete, really needing your attention to resolve, really needing your attention to give your attention to it, to decide, okay, what am I going to do with this? Because I need to make space so I can evolve to my next level. And so next year, 2026, is a 1-year. So because we're like in this beautiful in-between, what we do right now with the information is going to set us up for our 1 year. What are we going to create in the next 12 months? Okay. So I want you to start thinking about, if this year was challenging, if this year really stretched me, if this year had some things that really showed me my patterns, if this year things did not go as planned, if this year it was just maximum hurt, disappointment, I want to guide you through 3 steps that we're going to do instead of releasing. And there are 3 R's. So if you can type, jump on in, start getting ready to type these 3 things that we're going to do instead. Number 1, instead of releasing, we're going to reframe. So type that. I'm going to tell you about that. Number 2, we're going to reassess. And number 3, we're going to reclaim. So instead of releasing, we're going to reframe, reassess, and we're going to reclaim. These are the 3 things that we're going to do instead of releasing. So let's look at reframing. I want you to go back and just take a moment. And Lisa, who's like amazing Lisa in my world, she's like, Tasha, you need to give them time. So I want you to breathe, take a moment, and just look back on 2025 and think through the things that you might have considered failures, the things that, were hurtful, the things where you felt, oh my gosh, people really hurt me or disappointed me, the things that felt like the old version of you was just here to stay and you're done, you're over it. You're like, can you just go away? I'm sick of these repeated patterns I see myself in. If you felt like you were really, back against the wall, challenged in your professional career or your business, things just it just was it nothing made sense. One of the things I found myself saying this year was make it make sense. And to make it, one of the things I said a lot this year, all of the things that used to work just stopped working. It was literally like there was this collective consciousness that said, let's just dismantle everything. Now, when I look back, I can make sense of it all. It was a 9-year. It was meant to be like that so that I could go in a new direction. So I want you to think about your things, make a list of everything that before you came on this morning, you knew we were going to talk about releasing and you were armed and ready. Oh, I have a long list, Tasha, of things that I want to release, the things that were hard, the things that hurt, the things that felt like a failure. Make a list of all of it. Right? Honey, Chris says, I agree. None of it made sense. So I want you to make a list of that. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at them with a different lens. Actually, I have my beautiful glasses. Let's see if I can find them. This is one of the things that I teach my goddesses is, you know what? I just want to look at it from a different angle. I want to see it differently. And this is what's beautiful about when you take a moment and you look at it in a different way. Instead of, this was a failure, this really hurt, I was really disappointed, this didn't work out, it didn't go as planned. I want you to look again and I want you to see, how did it actually grow you? How did it make you more faithful? How did it make you more resilient? How did it cause you to stand up for yourself? How did it make you see your patterns that you're ready to move on from? So it's not just, oh, I'm sick and tired of these patterns and I want to release them. It's like, wait a minute, I'm actually going to look at them in a different way. And I'm going to be grateful that I'm even aware of the patterns, right? So we're going to reframe all of the things on your list. You are literally going to look at it and say, how can I be grateful for everything that I was so anxious to get rid of and release? How can I look at it in a different way? Because here is what I know, and I want everybody watching, I want you to type, everything that happened to you this year was meant to happen. Everything you want to release, everything you're totally done with, everything that hurt, everything that felt like, oh my gosh, you're at your wit's end, you're second guessing yourself, you're doubting yourself, all of it, it was meant to happen exactly as it occurred. And here is what I want you to type. Everything is in contribution. Everything is in contribution to what? Everything is in contribution to your advancement. So yes, all of the things that hurt, they were meant to. All of the things that didn't work, they were meant to not work. And believe it or not, it's actually so that you can get to your next level. You can get to your destiny. You can get to the things and the places and the experiences that are meant for you. All of these things had to shift and reorganize in your world to bring them up for completion. But if you just want to release them, you're actually going to miss the gift and the value of what all of those experiences were meant to do. And you know, the other thing you're going to rob yourself of is you're not actually going to get to see how much of a badass you were, because no matter how bad it was, here you are watching this live, you made it, right? No matter how much it felt like a failure, it didn't work. Well, here you are. You still are here. You're still going at it. You're still going to move on, right? So if you just quickly jump into releasing, and listen, I'm going to be the first one to say I have had a release ceremony every single year for the last 15 years, this time of year. But then when I sat and I reflected, because I'm expanding, I'm up leveling, I realized actually that when I do that, I'm missing out on seeing the lessons, the value, the aspects of me that walk through these really difficult things. So what we're going to do is we're going to look back at your list, make your list, absolutely make your list of all the crap that happened and you're so angry and frustrated and hurt. List them all out. And for each and every one, sit and ask, yeah, but how did this grow me? How did this show me how powerful I am, how resilient I am? How did this show me how I stood up for myself in this scenario? There was a year when I was incredibly hurt in a relationship. I mean, I remember when it happened, I was broken. And that was also the year I met my husband. And I remember looking back and being so grateful. Now, in that moment, it hurt like hell. Same thing in my business, and we're going to talk about this in the next step, right? Every time I look back at something that seemed like a failure, when I look back at, okay, at the time when it happened, I was on my kitchen floor crying. I was frustrated. I was angry. I felt like a failure. I felt like I cannot go on. There's just no way I can go on from this. But when I got to the end of the year, I was like, but here I am. I kept going. You know what? I'm going to reframe that. I am actually stronger than I think. So I want you to look back. Yeah, I love that. Goddess Mia says, I stood up for myself. Best decision ever. I want you to look back and I want you to see what's here for you to reframe. And we're going to reframe everything with gratitude. So I said, if you do this process right, you're actually going to amplify your results and your manifestations in 2026. Why? Because if you look back at this year and you can be grateful for everything as it was, we know that gratitude is an amplifier. If you just want to be angry and frustrated and release it, that energy, no matter what, is going to cloud whatever you create for 2026. So the best thing that you can do to like step in powerfully before you start creating the next year is to reframe with gratitude. Shower everything with gratitude. Gratitude connects you to the source from which the good things come. And the more grateful you can be for everything, even when it seems really bad, the more grateful that you can be is the more good things will come to you. All right. So that's number one. Number two is reassess. So this is your opportunity looking at your list, getting to the reframe. This year did not break you. It revealed who you really are. It revealed and it gave you clarity around what is God, universe, source trying to redirect you into. What information did all of these experiences give you? So I'm going to give you some examples. For me this year, my first major big launch of the year, an absolute failure. Everything failed. Everything about it from start to finish failed. And I'm talking about the stuff that always works. In fact, right before we went into the launch, I said to my team, do everything. We're going to look back at all the 6-7 years and we're going to take everything that works. We're not testing. We're not trying anything new. We're literally going to just pick out everything that works every single time. And that's all we're doing. And it didn't work. And then I scrambled and I tried to change it and fix it and resolve it. And it got worse. Right. And so then my Facebook account, I think you all know, my Facebook account just got shut down. My ads account shut down. And so I sat there and I was like, what the heck? And then because I chose to reassess, I chose to look at what is this information given me? And you know what it was? Tasha, you are not being obedient to what I'm telling you to do. Next, you are not being obedient to the purpose work I have for you. This work has completed. Now I want you to do something different. And if you watch me this year, you saw where I've gone all into working around your identity, your wealthy me identity. I wrote my book. I completed the book. I launched it. I started creating new programs around wealthy me and all around identity. I've had that work in my heart and my spirit for 2 years. And I kept saying, yeah, after this launch, after this next thing, after all the stuff that always works, I'll get to that. And you know how that goes, right? Never got to it. So what happened? The ship came crashing down. So I could sit there and reassess. and finally just say, I hear you. I hear you, God. You want me to go deeper. You want me to go deeper. My work was all around wealth with ease, and it was beautiful, and it served its time, and it got so many of you into this body of work. But God was calling me to something deeper. And what I realized was I've actually been getting a lot of wealth codes around identity and the importance of identity when it comes to creating wealth. So here's what I want you, here's what I want you to look back for your own self now and look at the information that was in all of the things that didn't work. You saw your patterns and you're frustrated with your patterns. Well, what information is that giving you? What is the information it's giving you? It might be time to really focus on changing your identity so that the patterns are just a result of the identity that your brain has assumed you are. I just realized I still have on these glasses. Hopefully you all love that for a while. So we're going to reframe, we're going to reassess, we're going to get the information, get the good stuff that's been trying to get our attention. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to reclaim. 2026 is a 1 year. What you create and what you do and what you investing in this 1 year is going to set you up in momentum for the next decade. This is a 1 year. It's the start of the cycle in numerology, and the years go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 9. So what am I telling you? Ending this year powerfully before you start to create the next year is step number 1. But what you do in this 1 year coming up, what you create, what you work on is going to be the seed that you plant, that you reap the harvest in the next decade, the next cycle. Okay. So number 3 is reclaim. And here is the powerful question that you want to ask yourself. Who do I want to be now? Who do I want to be? Who am I? What is the identity that I want to reclaim? Because here's the truth. You have been living under a false and pretentious identity that you haven't realized. And the best way to create the next decade is to reclaim your truth. And of course, I have an opportunity to support you with that. So I want every single woman in my world, I want you to put some time aside. I don't want you to do this on DIY this, do this on your own. I don't want you to sit and try to figure it out. I don't want you to even begin to do the process by yourself, because you know what? You're not really going to challenge your limitations. You're not going to allow yourself to see the next level on your own. You're just going to do what you've always done, right? So what I want to invite you to do is I want you to get clear on who is the next level version of you. Who do you want to become? What is the identity that she embodies? How is she being? How is she acting? How is she thinking? Abraham Lincoln has a quote that I love, and he says, as we look at this next 1 year, this next year, and the future, there's so much change. My husband and I have been talking with our kids this weekend about AI and robotics and the future of the world. And, you know, the one thing that we supported them on and we agree is no matter what changes are going to come, the only way to predict the future is to create it. Abraham Lincoln says, the best way to predict your future is to create it, to design it, to be unconditionally intentional about what is my life going to look like? Who am I going to be? Now that I'm complete with this version of me, this 9 year brought all this stuff up, gave me the opportunity to complete, who am I going to be next? And you don't want to walk into this with like a cavalier attitude. You want to be powerfully quiet, intentional, decided, because who you decide to be is going to be the result, is going to create the result of the next decade of your life. I don't know about you. I'm 51. I don't have the years to come to mess around with this. Like, it's go time, right? When I was in my 30s, that might have been the time to, play around with this and like, oh, let me write my little cute intentions. Right now, we're like midlife. This is the moment. This is it. The next decade sets you up for retirement for the rest of your life, the quality of your life from here on. It's real serious, right? So today, I want to invite you to create 2026. We're going to be doing it December 20th. And look, I know out there in the interverse, it's all about Cyber Monday. And they have deals to help you buy a TV, buy a vacuum, buy the latest gadget. I get it. But I actually want you, as an empowered woman who knows that the vacuum, like, yeah, okay, great. But I want you to trade the vacuum for a victorious year. I want you to just pause on the vacuum and put yourself in a position to, why would you want to buy a vacuum? I mean, love it, but what I really want to do is I want to position myself that I never have to vacuum. I don't know about you, but that's me, right? So we want to use the same money. Make sure the first thing you do this Cyber Monday is invest in creating who you will become from this point forward. So if you want to show up for Create 2026, this is my offer. It's only the next 24 hours. Type the word create. It's going to take you directly to the link. Hang on, wherever you're watching, type the word create. It's going to take you directly to the link to register for the 24-hour special, which is $88, 24 hours only. Go get your ticket, because when the 24 hours end, the team has a timer on it. It's done, right? $88, get yourself, type the word create. You can also go to tashachen.com/create. This is where we take the time, and this year we're going to do things differently. We're going to start with identity. And from your wealthy me identity, we're going to do a lot of identity work in this master session. From that identity work, then we're going to choose your word of the year. Then we're going to write your intentions. Then we're going to vision. Right? But it's identity first. Identity first. Who do I want to be? If I just start 2026 by doing the creating process without deciding who I want to be, without really doing the identity work, I probably increase my chances of more of the same. Just 2026 will look like 2025 and 2024 and more of the same. Right? So what we want to do is we want to invest in becoming the identity of the woman who has all the things that you desire. Because when you become her, you have all that she has. So last call, type the word create. Let me see, type the word create in the comments, check your DMs, get yourself registered. This ends 24 hours from now. The price is going to go up. So give yourself your first Cyber Monday purchase for you. Well, I love you all. I'll recap. What are we going to do to release instead of releasing? We're going to take this week and we're going to reframe. Look for all the stuff that you would want to release and choose to see, how can I actually be grateful for all these things? These things all happened in contribution to allow me to get to the next level. So how can I be grateful? We're going to reassess. We're going to get the information out of all of the stuff you want to release that seemed like it was a bad stuff. We're going to reassess and we're going to get information. What did it teach you? Right? And then number 3, we're going to decide to reclaim the wealthy you, the identity of the woman that you came here to be, the woman who has it all, who lives on purpose, who has the financial abundance that she desires, who has a life of ease and leisure. You have to reclaim her, right? So we're going to do that together in Create 2026. Go ahead and type the word create, get yourself registered. I'll see you December 20th for that. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.